the only stained glass windows that St Paul's Cathedral has, and they are not original. They were put in when this East End was bombed and the high altar destroyed during World War II. The reformation of that was that behind the high altar a little section was made for the American Memorial Chapel, and those are the stained glass windows. Below looks like a grill, but through there is the order that the OBE chapel that's dedicated to the order of the British Empire. It used to be called St Faith's Chapel before before the Empire took off, but it was given its dedication to. Let me just pop you down for 1 second. Having trouble doing it with my bag. There we are. Yes, it was rededicated. Further along, St Paul's Cross. Coming up to the Reformation, because of course this place was Catholic until Reformation. This was where people who were not actually ordained ministers could come and preach. Think of it as a religious speaker's corner. So people would protest here, or they would disclose their own personal theology. It's known as St Paul's Cross, and it's what we used to do with people inside the cathedral who would talk about things they shouldn't or whatever. We'd tell them to go outside and preach at St Paul's Cross. Right, almost on a full lap of the building now. We're coming up to the other transept. Here we are. This is the north transept. We can actually go up to this one. This one's always been open. Rather hideous wheelchair ramp to get it up to equal opportunities. Obviously, this place was not designed for easy access for the disabled. But there you are. You've got a good idea. These doors, slightly smaller than the Great West doors, slightly larger than the doors that we on either side of the Great West doors that are open and let people in. Now, St Paul's Cathedral itself this present cathedral was built by Sir Christopher Wren after it burnt down during the Great Fire. What's interesting to note is that before that, the original St Paul's was a monastic foundation which had a chapter house and everything, and it was rebuilt without one. This building has no chapter house, which is quite upsetting. It really establishes it as a very, very modern cathedral, because they mostly have chapter houses now, which is just really a large room where all the chapter, which is the deans, the canons, the residentiary canons, and then all the prebendary canons, which came about through people owning pieces of land that belonged to the cathedral. So for each piece of land the cathedral owned, there was a baron, and each baron got a seat in the cathedral, known as a stall. Now those barons are non-existent, but the seats are still there, so they're given to people who do good work for the cathedral. We even have a seat entitled Consumpta par mare, which means consumed by the sea. That piece of land obviously doesn't even exist anymore. must be somewhere on the coast that we once owned, and it has gone into the sea. So this is our chapter house. Looks like a block of offices, doesn't it? But of course that's now what modern day chapter houses really are. They are where the administration takes place. So you'd have people that, you know, produce the service sheets, you'd have the chapter meetings, that sort of thing. Interestingly enough, London also has a tradition of moving monuments around. I spoke before about Marble Arch, which used to be in a different place, deconstructed and reconstructed on Tyburn. Here is another monument which shouldn't really be here. This archway here is known as Temple Bar. Temple Bar meaning the bar gateway into Temple, and Temple is down the road from here. It has another gate which doesn't look anything as impressive as this, and they set this up, rebuilt it on this site here as a gateway into what they call Paternoster Square. This is Paternoster Square here, the huge thing. Behind where I'm looking now, those blocks over there are the stock exchange. This is the stock exchange. If we go this way, we can start to see where yeah, we can start to see other things, including weirdos singing on their phone. He's going to be embarrassed when this appears on YouTube, isn't he? A cathedral chapter is residentiary, which means they have to have a place to live. They all live sort of in a little combined area, not too far away. That was Paternoster Square, Latin for Our Father. This is Ave Maria Lane, Latin for Hail Mary, and that is Amen Corner. Do I need to tell you what Amen means? If we cross over here, the Dean and Chapter and associates that are worthy of that the position of residential something or other all live here. This is the Deanery of St Paul's, and you can see through the gates there's houses in that sort of green square, and all the canons have places to stay. But the bishop does not live here. The bishop lives in the old deanery, and I don't think I've got time on this video to take you there. I have, but it'll have to be a third. The old deanery